Now let me pass.
We're live, Jeanette. Oh, God. Just let me start the show, Jeanette.
Okay.
You know, we've been trying to get a guest on.
I know.
And right when we thought we had a guest locked on, like, bam, guest bails.
Well, you know.
It's personal issues. I still like our backup topic. Starfish. Are they stars or are they fish?
Let me turn off my phone so
Are
I
they-
don't get distracted.
Are they space fish?
Are they aliens?
Are they aliens?
Are they
Are they aliens? Have you ever seen those videos of them when they're crawling on the beach? They look kind of alienistic. And you know, I frankly would be comfortable knowing that aliens from other galaxies that were coming to take over look like a bunch of little stars in the ocean.
Honestly, I'd be
would be
comforted.
okay.
I'd be comforted.
Have you ever seen videos of octopus?
Yeah, those look weird.
Those are like aliens. A, they're like super intelligent. B, their skin changes to the texture and the colors around them. So they could go like in a rock underground, like a lava rock, and it's like purplish or something, and red, and its skin will mimic the color, but also the texture, so you can't see it. So if there was an alien invasion invading Earth,
It'd be in the water.
it'd be in the form of an octopus and a
I can
starfish.
see it.
They're like, the octopus are the overlords, and the starfish are the little minions, and they're slowly taking over the ocean so they could. What's that movie with Mark Wahlberg the cop about the cops, Will Ferrell.
Oh, I love that one. The other guys.
The other
The
guys.
other guys.
He's like. And now the tuna, we have a taste for line, and we get the kelp, and we develop little devices to hold just a little air, not a lot, just enough to go on the line, to find you, and then we go back with our tuna friends, and we come back and we hunt you, and we eat you, you and your lion pride. That didn't work out the way you planned it, didn't it?
Oh my goodness. You know, talking about starfish and octopus, I think you might have given someone out there an idea for a movie.
I think so.
Damn it.
So
Could have been ours.
I bought this 2 days ago, and I've been looking at it like every day. It's like, ooh, come to me.
It looks fancy. I like it.
It does look fancy.
Fancy.
Even the name Corzo. It is such a fancy
Let me
name.
see. Oh yeah.
And then I was wondering what this was. I thought it was a security device. Like, did I get this out of the liquor store
Oh.
with a security device?
I never
But
took it off.
no, it's a spout.
Oh.
You can't tell, but there's like a little spout on the front of this tequila. So it's Corzo Tequila Reposado 100% agave.
Nice.
I am very excited about this.
Oh, you're gonna do the tequila.
I am. I've been craving tequila lately.
Wow.
Ugh. Ooh.
Oh, dude.
Ooh, it smells like tequila. Oh, it smells delicious. It smells like heaven.
Ooh.
Dude, I wish when I die, my heaven is going to smell like flowing rivers of agave, or no, of Reposado tequila. Let's see if this spot works. And, what, you know what? I bet you can hear it glugging on the mic.
Oh yeah, you can.
Oh, that looks
Oh,
good.
wow, dude.
Yeah, the spout works semi-good. Oh, wow. This is kind of
It's
difficult.
the
to
down.
get.
It's the down cork. The top
It's not
though.
really it's more of that
like
rubbery
that.
material.
Oh.
I still left the Johnny Walker Black. I'm not double fisting it here with two different liquors, but
I thought you were, dude.
I know.
It's
like,
like, wow.
I'm going hard tonight, man.
I know. It's been a rough day, huh?
It's been a really rough day.
Well, I've definitely had a rough day because I made a cocktail with an energy drink. But
Yeah.
that was a challenge, though.
That was a challenge. So you had the Bang Blue Raz cocktail
Bang.
challenge. So now, not only is it going to be delicious, it's going to be loaded with creatinine and wonderful liquor. What do you make it with? Tell us about your creation.
Ooh, so my creation is a shot and a half of Tito's vodka.
Oh.
2 shots of this raspberry bang.
2 shots.
2 shots. I was very specific because this is a 20-ounce cup. Ice, and then I finished it off with sugar-free, zero sugar, pink lemonade.
Oh, it sounds like Kevin. Yeah, I do want to drink it out.
You want to try it?
I
It
do want to
really
do
is
that.
good.
Well, let me take a try of my tequila.
Try that one.
Here.
Okay.
Cheers. Oh, I'm going weaving
Ooh,
through here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Is your mic fine? Oh no, that's the extra mic right there in front of you. I was like, why do you have 2 mics? All right, cheers.
Cheers. Let's try it.
Oh, that's delicious. Fuck, that's
I can smell it from here, dude.
That is so good.
Here, this actually has a
This is like, I mean, it needs to
raspberry.
sit in the ice a little bit more to chill. But that tequila is so stinking amazing. Oh my god, I could drink this at the gym all day.
It's not bad,
dude.
I was a little iffy, and I thought about it, and I told you yesterday it's gonna pair well with the lemonade.
Dude, oh my god, really what have we done here tonight? Like, we've created like monsters. What the hell?
Dude, it's like, delicious, right?
Oh, that is so good.
It's so good when it hits your lips.
When I drink this, I feel like Brad Pitt in that spy movie, where he's that workout trainer. That spy movie, like Burn After Reading.
Yeah, and
he's all like, oh. I would be like Brad Pitt drinking this at the gym.
It is stinking good. And you can hide it in this NY built tumbler that I bought today because it seemed
because I break stuff all the time.
Well, yeah, kind of.
Okay, so if you have not seen this and you're kind of a Brad Pitt fan, there's a spy movie. Not the one with Angelina Jolie, Mr. and Miss Smith, but there's one. It's kind of like it's got like a lot of big names, but it was like kind of like a more of a B-rated movie. Burn After Reading.
Yeah. Oh, I have it.
Burn After Reading. It's got Frances McDormand, John Malkovich. Do I need to say more? John Malkovich.
No.
And it's got J.K. Simmons. Do you know who that is?
Absolutely not.
Tilda Swinton, George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Richard Jenkins. It's got like a bunch of big names.
Okay.
But it's like a quirky like spy movie. And like Brad Pitt, he plays like this one trainer, and he's always like, just like dancing like this while he's talking. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, look good, man. I feel good. You know? And he does that. He goes like, that's drink reminds me of that. Yeah. Brad Pitt. And if you want to see a funny spy movie, I think you should watch that. Burn After Reading. Pretty legit little film. So, dude, we had an agenda today.
Mm-hmm.
Like I even had notes here. Where did my notes? We're gonna talk, about, the challenges of, like starting family young, trying to go to school, setting your goals at a young age, and it's all just gone to hell in a handbag. You know what? I'm just gonna talk about aliens in outer space and and the conspiracy theory. That's I'm just going back to that. That's it.
Conspiracy theory.
I give up. I give up.
We had an agenda.
We had a legit agenda. There was a progression. We were going to talk about the dating apps that come up nowadays and how it's affected people's life in this hectic work environment. And it's just all gone. It's all gone. I tried and I tried, and this is how I get. It's curious though. I was thinking about like COVID, like.
Oh, yeah.
Because the numbers are going up. So I got the third booster.
I know you and another of our friends.
Yeah.
Now you guys, since now that I see you guys do it, I might have to jump in.
Yeah, jump on the bandwagon.
Like monkey see,
be COVID safe, Jeanette.
I will be COVID
Don't be a spreader of the COVID gene or virus. Go spread your herpes, but not the COVID. That's gonna be a slogan. Spread herpes, not COVID.
I think you can make a T-shirt.
I'm going to make a T-shirt about that.
Wow. It's just going to encourage people to go spread their STDs, but never COVID. Never COVID.
Or you could be like, don't forget a double wrap. One on top, one on the bottom. No herpes, no COVID for life, yo. No.
Have you ever seen that meme, the one where it's like now it's like someone's not wearing their mask correct?
Uh-huh.
It's like, looking around and seeing people not use their mask correct.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
now
you can understand how people get pregnant.
It's
kind of like equivalent to not putting on your condom on right.
Are you going to walk around with a little, like, ticket, like notepads, like the form of tickets? You're going to be like the mask police? That is not done correctly. You're getting a ticket. Do I have to take this to court? No, it's more a.
And no, the whole thing is like now, watching people not put on their mask correct is an example of how condoms fail.
I went to California and I went to Arizona.
Yeah, that was a surprise. Like you're so secretive about it. Like here I am, all like
It wasn't secretive. I just went.
You just went.
It's big difference.
Oh, okay.
If I was a secret, I wouldn't tell you anything. I would have just been like, I went on a trip, Jeanette.
Well, you did call me when you were on the road, but you were very.
Oh.
You did not disclose where you were at.
I was just gonna tell you when I got back.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
I was trying to be like very conspiracy theories,
Okay.
like coast to coast, George Norrie from Jeanette, I'm calling you from places unknown, deep in the Southwest. You know what I mean? Like how very mysterious.
It was very mysterious that you, and then all of a sudden you dropped the bomb on us on our friend chat. It's
Right.
like, what?
I was like, I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna go see the great.
The great road.
Yes.
The great highway.
Yes, you know what I mean? And so, but it was a good trip, and it was kind of nice to get out there, get crazy, get a little wild.
Did you get cray?
Cray,
Did you go with a friend?
Huh?
Did you go with a friend? Like go with a friend?
No.
No? You just went cray all by yourself?
Oh no, I went cray with a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
So,
that's the
anyways,
thing.
yeah. So, okay, so let's continue. So going through Arizona and like California, like it's like Texas. Nobody gives a crap about the masks.
Oh God, no! No
It's
one gives. No one gives.
And then they come
shit
back
about
home and everybody's
Texas.
here's like,
all safe. All
everybody's like,
concerned.
is that mask on tightly enough? Is that OSHA approved? Is that FDA approved? Are you doubling up on that?
We're all up in each other's business, right?
They're sitting on the patio 20 feet away from the restaurant. Like, sir, I cannot serve you until you're
your mask is
COVID
on.
compliant and you're being conscientious about everyone around you. You're wearing your mask. You're wearing a couple of masks and gloves.
A couple of mask gloves.
And here's a bottle of
And you need a
hand
face
sanitizer
shield.
and a face shield.
And a face shield, sir.
So how am I supposed to eat, sir? That's not the problem.
Listen, that's your problem, sir. That's why you have the face shield. You eat under the shield.
But yeah, so they were like.
Crazy.
They were like, no,
Free?
like nobody. They were just like free willy.
Yeah.
Like they kind of didn't care, and so mixed emotions. People, for me, me, I'm like very people do what live your life and be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tell people what to do and all that, but. And like the mixed message with COVID is like, get vaccinated, get your 2 vaccines, get your boosters. But now people that are being vaccinated are still getting COVID, but maybe they're not getting it. Maybe they're getting it, but they're asymptomatic.
They're not
So-
getting it to the level of how.
So what
it could
like
affect them.
what does it all mean? So is that what it is? Like I can think of a couple people that got vaccinated that did
Got-
have some bad symptoms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like it's all very confusing. Like the science, it's like
And I think people are getting tired of it because they
Oh,
hear
yeah.
so and so down the street got COVID and they've been vaccinated, so people are getting complacent.
So they're like, why should I? Why should I? You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, again, like my take on the whole COVID thing is, it's just the new norm is that's just it. It's going to be a way of life.
It is.
People not wanting to go back to work. People not wanting to get vaccinated. All these challenges. It's just going to be a fact of life because I don't think maybe one day we can eradicate COVID, just like we have smallpox, polio, and those ravaged the population. You talk about when the Spaniards landed on Mexico, how many like millions, like 20, 30 millions of indigenous people that were here. And within like the 20 to 30 year span, like 80% of the population was dead. And it wasn't dead by Cortez. It wasn't dead by the Spaniards.
Disease.
It was disease, smallpox. It was a smallpox mainly. Ravaged them. Talk about the natives in North America, ravaged by smallpox. And this always gets me about history. People, or when people talk about history about the evils of the white man, the Europeans, they waged biological warfare on the Indians, and they gave them blankets laced with smallpox intentionally. They didn't know how smallpox was transmitted back then. Like all that stuff just became like research and known last century. You know what I mean? So 150 years ago. So you're talking about Cortez and all them landing in the Americas and all that around the 1400s. That's like 600 years away from us now. They didn't know. They thought the world was flat. They thought they were going to fall off the edge of the world. And once Christopher Columbus didn't fall off the edge of the world, they're like, okay, let's go.
600 years really doesn't seem like a lot when you think about it.
What do you mean?
It doesn't seem like a lot.
Okay, nifty calculator.
Okay. I
Average
understand.
average lifespan. Let's go like with a short average lifespan. 70 years.
Still though.
Let's go 65 years. A very short lifespan, right? 600 divided by 65. That is 9 people before you. So that's your parents, your grandparents, your great-great-grandparents, your great-great-great-grandparents, great-great-great. That's like 9 people. And you only know your parents, your grandparents, maybe your great-grandparents.
Well, life goes by so fast. It just doesn't seem so
It does go fast.
It doesn't seem so long, but yeah, no, I get it.
But you think about it, there's like 8 people in that lineage that your parents probably don't even know. Who's a parent, and maybe one of them died at 20, so there might be even 10 people in that, like 10 people away. So you think about it, it's actually a long time, like 10 people, 10 families, 10 generations, like. So, but they didn't know there was smallpox in the blanket. It's not like we know now about COVID and coronavirus.
How it's spread,
yeah. But you see what those diseases did to the natives back then, but they eradicated them. And the science was pretty sound on that. So I think as we research COVID more, the new vaccines will come out, and I think over time you'll start to see that pushback against COVID. I think it's just the initial vaccines, just to roll them out, just to get something going. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, okay, we got to start vaccinating people. People are dying. There was a big fear. Like, remember when COVID first started? Like, the land in the United States, it was like in January, February in Washington State, and nobody was thinking like nobody was talking about it, but it was in the news. Oh, people got COVID, and there's a nursing home with COVID, but it wasn't a big deal. And then there was our first community transmission in California.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
And that was like a month later. And then it was like it went from like being in Washington to being in California.
And then it was like
the rest of the country.
Yeah, it was just like.
And it was like, and then for the timeline was everywhere else, and then suddenly everything shut down. Schools,
then,
businesses,
New York
everything.
Was like the epicenter of like.
Yeah.
Minute.
It was like a movie. Yeah. Like, it's the San Andreas fault going off and everything. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Escape from LA. It was like crazy. But I think give it another 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. The science keeps on researching it. New things come out. There'll be new vaccines, and they'll get better at it. But I think this whole concept of people, like, we're just gonna have to live with it. I think, and just always do the best we can to prevent the spread of it, and people having to quarantine and people having to go home because they're sick. I think it's just all part of the new norm now.
Yeah, it is kind of interesting though. I was watching a movie Sunday.
Do you watch movies?
Yes, I do. I can't believe that.
Keep it G-rated, please, because you're.
But no. My thought is like that was
Jeanette, what's your thought?
Pre-COVID. That was definitely a pre-COVID movie because look how they walk freely. But even now, you can watch a movie and no one's wearing masks.
You can tell that the movies are pre-COVID because it's like.
It's like pre-COVID.
I know, right?
That's how I kind of.
It's like the post-COVID apocalyptic wasteland. Whoa! You ever Book of Eli?
Oh,
it's
yes.
Like that's what it's like, but with COVID. Denzel Washington walking around with a pair of shades, a machete, and a gun, and COVID everywhere.
We're all like walking around with masks.
I feel like what's that guy from The Hobbit? My precious.
My precious. We're all like germaphobes with hand sanitizer.
It's like in the apocalyptic COVID wasteland. I'm that guy's like, my precious. Oh. Who is that?
No, it's kind of like that's how I think I'm gonna remember this life. It's like, oh, that was pre-COVID, and then like everything changed after COVID.
Right.
It's like it's a flip. It's definitely
Gollum says, my precious.
My precious.
My precious. So that's how we're gonna be in the COVID apocalyptic wasteland.
So what's our precious? Is it hand sanitizer?
Yeah, we'll call it the hand sanitizer. The N95 mask. And then the new World War Z will be like not zombies eating people, but zombies spreading disease. It's like, oh my God, the zombies got herpes. No. So, but yeah, so it's kind of curious. I wonder, just where the next 2-3 years are going to go with COVID. You know what I mean? And
it's kind of going along with what we originally wanted to talk about.
I wonder what the pushback on. Okay, so the big controversy when COVID, the first lockdowns, right?
Oh gosh.
The big controversy was how long are Americans going to put up with it? Not like China. China.
They went total full lockdown. They had they couldn't be out in the
The
streets.
soldiers were taking everybody's temperatures at gunpoint, and if your temperature was too high, they would throw you into a white man. Boom, disappeared. Whether they saw you ever again or not, nobody knew, right? But not us. We all went into lockdown, pretty peaceful. There wasn't like roving bands of cops with guns.
It was definitely
patrolling.
very depressing.
It was. The streets were empty, right?
Yeah, I remember you don't hear that anymore, but you'd be in the parking lot at Walmart and you'd hear over the speaker about CDC recommends blah 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 blah.
Right.
And you're like, oh my god! And then commercials.
So
the commercials about COVID.
But the controversy at the time was, how long are Americans going to put up with this? How long are Americans going to put up with being locked down? How long are Americans going to go with this? And Americans going to be outraged. And it's already a year, and it's almost 2 years now.
Yeah, it's almost already 2 years, and we're just all
There hasn't been crazy outcry about it. But I think people,
just learned to live with it.
But I think people now. Well, I think people learn to live with it. But I think the outcry now is like a public. What do you do that public when you don't go against something?
What do you mean when you don't go against something?
Like when Martin Luther King, they did the sit-ins and all that. They did public.
You're talking about protests and.
Yeah, kind of like that. There's individual protests with people. They go somewhere, they're not going to wear their mask.
Well, it's definitely changed the way we've done things. I mean, just for instance, even with work events, instead of doing things indoors, this is a time of year where we would do things for our employees for appreciation.
I bought my employees turkeys.
We're doing everything outside. We're trying to do events outside, but what's going to happen when it gets cold?
Right.
It's I don't know. I mean, we're just getting creative, and it's changing the way we do things.
Right, absolutely,
changing our culture, it's changing our holidays, it's changing everything.
I'm curious to see what happens. As people going to go with it for more the next year, public disobedience. You see these individual acts of public disobedience quiet. People aren't protesting, but they won't wear their masks. I mean, I think people are courteous to each other because that's how we are.
Yeah, I think we are.
But I think you start seeing little things in people where they go to the store man, you have to wear your mask. You're like, oh, why? Or damn it, or I'm vaccinated. It doesn't make. But it's all very small, very subtle. There's no huge outcry let's go do a sit-in of Walmart without our masks. You know what I mean? You don't see that. And I don't know if you will.
It can also be based on the part of the country we live in. I mean, you go to different parts of the country. And I mean, you've traveled all over the United States. And
all over.
I mean, the difference. The culture is different here in New Mexico. You go somewhere bigger cities, you go out to the east. People are in a hurry. People are quick. You don't go and you're not talking to strangers down the street. Over here, everyone's, hi, how are you? And everyone's like, hey. No one's afraid to talk to each other.
So, okay, let's go, result of COVID.
Okay.
Result of COVID. The big thing that came out, two big things I think dating apps were already a thing.
So
I think that was already.
More people are internet dating?
Internet dating.
Okay. That makes sense.
And OnlyFans.
Is it only? Oh, I always get it backwards.
What, fans only?
I always say that.
Girls going online, and there's guys on there too, but I think there's girls online that made buku bucks.
On OnlyFans?
OnlyFans, guys subscribe to it, they subscribe to content, give them tips and all that, and girls were doing stuff on OnlyFans, and I think it did something to the way people socialized. I think people like going out clubs and all that too, but we were already a population where people were kind of like Tinder, Bumble, and all that already. But it just took it to a whole new level. Do you know what I mean?
And I wish I wasn't an expert, because definitely during 2020 I was not dating. I was just. Work was hard enough.
So you weren't.
We couldn't go anywhere.
You weren't telling guys oh, you've got herpes, I can't date you. You're like, you've got the COVID. You've got the Rona.
You got the Rona. You got the social disease. COVID.
You got the Rona. I can't date you. I'm sorry. No, I'm not worried about the herpes. Oh, gonorrhea? No, you're fine. You got the Rona? Ugh.
Oh.
Ugh.
I like breathing.
It's like, how disgusting. Oh, you've got gonorrhea only? I'm good.
Oh my god.
Jeanette, what are you doing? But I think it's changed everything in that aspect, right? And, okay, so this is something I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And I think it'd be good to get other people's take on it. And I think some of these topics would be good to take up with some other people when we get our guests coming back in. I think I'm going to go ahead and book Carlos for next time.
Yeah,
But I'll try to give it the last minute, but I can't get a hold of him. But we'll do it for sure next time.
All right.
But where was I going with this? Dating apps and all that stuff.
COVID changing our dating.
Okay, so Facebook.
Okay.
They officially changed the corporate name to Meta.
I saw.
Do you know why?
I don't know why, because I'm not even on Facebook.
So
I don't keep up with that.
the universe within
Okay.
the internet,
Okay.
the digital world, it's called the metaverse.
Okay.
And they want to focus more on the metaverse. The fact that people will make everything digital and live in this digital world through avatars and all that. And they'll be connecting through the internet on this metaverse versus going out and being social. And so, and I was thinking about that. Well, I was like, what is that like? Like, what can I think of that is a lot like that? And I thought of a Bruce Willis movie.
Or that one with Ryan Reynolds.
No.
Did you see that one?
Because that one, he's a video game.
I love that one. It's so funny.
But there's a movie. You're gonna have to give me a minute now. Where he's a cop. No.
Are you talking about that really, really cool one?
Tell me. Why?
Damn it! Why can't I remember? Because it's been a long day.
Okay, I'm gonna look up the movie. Okay.
Oh, you're talking about. Dang it! Look it up.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up because this is Surrogates.
It's definitely was not thinking Surrogates.
The movie Surrogates made me think of Facebook.
Okay.
Because in Surrogates, his wife was a surrogate too. So they live plugged into the computer the whole time. They have like a robot, like and what do you call that? Like not even a robot, but kind of like a robot, human skin, the perfect physique, the way they want to look. Mm-hmm. Flawless, beautiful, 18 forever. And so they live plugged in. They never leave their house because they're plugged in. Mm-hmm. And they lead a scandalous life. They go to the clubs and everything. And they're like, well, I'm not cheating. It's just my surrogate's getting with another surrogate. And they live through their surrogates. And Bruce Willis was a cop and he didn't want to plug in. And there was like a whole community of people that didn't want to live through surrogates. They're like, no, life is great and natural. So when I started thinking about Facebook, what is it like? So I had a bunch of analogies. And you guys tell me what you think. Like, it's just super interesting. Okay, so like, you know what an avatar is, right?
Yes.
And I'm not talking about the movie, but an avatar. So if you don't know what an avatar is, when you go on social media and everybody has a cartoon version of themselves, like a Bitmoji, that's an avatar.
Yeah.
All right. Snapchat, like, is your avatar.
Yeah, your avatar.
And so, how many people make avatars that are 100% them? An avatar is not a picture. It's only a picture. It's not something that interacts, but it's a picture that you make of yourself to be your picture of you.
Yeah, how you perceive yourself.
Yes, and that's the key.
It's how you perceive yourself.
And more deeper than that, I think the avatar, what the avatar is people are making their avatar on what they wish they could be versus who they are.
Oh, well shoot.
So suddenly,
I should have done that with mine.
So suddenly people with avatar, and if you look at, I've noticed this from girls' avatars, from women. Women avatars, they have these sexy avatars, they have like dominatrixes, they have like bad girl avatars, and then you're like, I know that person, she's nothing like that. I think the avatar is starting to funnel something from within the people, that what people wish they could be, they project it through this Bitmoji, through this avatar, on social media, online. So it's like the metaverse is starting to happen. People are starting to live through that. And then you start scrolling through somebody's pictures and you're like, oh, you look nothing like your avatar. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think as Facebook does what it's saying it's going to do, where it's saying like we're all going to live in this metaverse and communicate through this metaverse and da 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 da.
That sounds terrible.
That it's going to create completely different lives. We have our professional life. We go to work. I'm going to go see mom. Da da da. Hey, how you doing, Jeanette? Whatever have you, right? And then people are going to rush home and they're going to log into Facebook and whatever this whole metaverse that Facebook, like they're the ones that the leading front of it. So they're going to create this whole new world where people are going to be able to plug in, talk to other people around the world, and it's going to be suddenly through ideas of what they think they are. And if you think about it, people...
That's just opening a can of worms.
It's opening a
Scammers.
can of worms, right?
Yes,
and how many people...
Can you imagine?
Well, think about this. Somebody goes to work, they go to the computer, they do their job, they're in front of the computer, or whatever they have you. And then they spend the rest of their day in front of the computer. Do they go out? Do they party? Do they hang out? Maybe a little bit. And how many generations does it take for people to start losing social skills?
It's already happening. What are you
It's
talking
already
about?
happening.
It's
right?
already happening.
Right?
People, I mean, God, I feel like I'm generalizing, but I'm already starting. I feel like I'm
This is
starting to
delicious.
see a decline in people on how to handle difficult situations.
They're like, you're pretty. Hey, how you doing? You're pretty.
You know what I'm fearful of is people are not going to be able to handle rejection because through social media, through all these apps, I mean, you can pretty much live a rock star lifestyle. I mean, there's these things where you can do how are people facing rejection? Because
but we think
life
about
is hard.
We think about like the stuff like, hey, you only live once. Lifetime's getting short. Let's go do this. You know, and that's something I've always said about myself, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to start doing the things I want to. I'm going to go bungee. I haven't done bungee jumping yet. That's next on my list. I'm going to go skydiving. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a random trip to California. Boom. Done,
You're
right?
done. Did it.
Right. But...
I have a whole bar here.
Whoa.
I know, dude.
I need to put like a little table at the bar there.
I know. You really should.
Whoa.
Mind blown.
But how many people are no longer going to do that though? They're going to live through the metaverse. They're going to get home, and they're going to communicate with people online. Their avatar suddenly had curly hair and they're blonde. Like, you know, I want crazy red hair. Done. And they're nothing like that, right?
Yeah. Hand me the Tito's, please.
Whoa, Tito! This is a really good vodka. I've enjoyed Tito's.
It's very good.
Whoever this Tito guy is, he made an amazing vodka.
Well, you know, it is award-winning American vodka crafted in old-fashioned pot stiff. I don't even know what that is, but I want it. Austin, Texas.
A guy in Austin named Tito made that vodka. That's amazing. So
I love it.
okay, so
it.
here's what I found. Here's what I'm finding, and this is curious because it's like the merging of both worlds.
Okay, what are
So
you finding?
I meet people online
Okay.
more than I ever have. People are. I think people are craving that social connection. And so you reach out to somebody online, you're like, hey, how you doing? What are you doing? Da, da, da. And you talk to them like a normal human being.
Well, of course.
Normal picture. And I'm not talking like dating apps. It could be on Facebook. It could be on Instagram. It could be however. And people are craving that intimacy. Not like any crazy anything. I think people are I think there are people that crave that intimate social connection.
Okay.
I've really thought about this because the more genuine, you know, I've been with opened up with some people, the more that they've opened up, and it's more than it's ever. It's been, it surprises the hell out of me.
And also, I think what could potentially happen is if you're talking to who you think you're talking to,
You don't think I'm talking to a big fat guy named Bob, and he's like 80 years old, and
he's all like wearing a leather pants and.
right?
I don't know. No, I mean, I think that it helps build connections because people are more willing to talk.
Right.
But it
right.
also builds, you know, I mean, you could also potentially be catfished. That's the thing.
Whoa.
Well, yeah,
whoa.
dating.
Have you ever been catfished?
Yes. Yes, I have.
What? Tell me about that. I've never been catfished.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, God, yes.
You know what? Because I call people out on it, and I like if I ever meet anybody out there, I'll be like, well, I could be in El Paso, like in 45 minutes. Let's go hang out and have coffee.
Well, you know, the thing about it is, and this is what the scary thing is, you can be talking to someone for like a month, two, no, nothing weird, and then all of a sudden you get asked to send them money, and you're like, are you effing kidding me? Like, it's crazy. And you're like, no, and then you get like some outlandish story, and you're like, oh, you're not who you are.
Did you get something like that happen to you?
Yeah.
Like, what happened to you?
I never sent money, but
Really?
yeah,
What they said? What was the story? I want to know this.
Gosh. It happens more often than you think, actually. I think one was... No. One was just needing a... It's always like something like, well, you know, I just need a little bit of... Ooh, I'm shaking that. Need a little bit of... I know. Need a little bit of cash. Will you lend it to me? And, you know, I'll pay you
That
back.
seems like a normal thing. I feel like 80% of my friends are like, hey, dude, I need a little cash.
That's the difference,
Bro, bump me a 20.
The difference is, and I actually was having a conversation like this with a friend because we were chatting about catfish. And I was like, the difference is that
That's
you
interesting.
would ask your friends, you would ask your neighbor, you would ask your mom, your dad, your brother, sister to lend you the money. Why would you ask someone that you're, talking to
I would
online?
never ask. I really wouldn't ask my family for money.
But would you like ask someone that needed?
I would ask maybe my friend, somebody I knew,
someone you knew though,
somebody
not someone you're texting, especially in a business sense.
Okay,
like
so
if it's a business sense, like you have an important client, you can't receive.
I was
funds,
just thinking about this.
It's
catfishing.
bananas.
The phrase catfishing.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be a hick that came up with that.
Why do you say that?
Would you use the term catfish to describe somebody that shows up differently? Would you know to use that term? You're like
fraud, fake, scammer.
Would you be the kind of person like, it's kind of like when I was fishing, Mark. I went to get a trout and my line went a little deep and I ended up getting a bottom feeder and I got an ugly catfish. It's like that time I was dating that guy, Mark. Would you use that in a conversation?
No, but I would use the word coyote ugly.
Yeah, okay. I think that's what we would use, right?
And I think you and I refer to that. Like,
I think we refer to that all the time.
I think you're like, did you go chew your arm off?
Jeanette, I need my Swiss Army hacksaw knife. Why? What's going on? I've got coyote ugly going on fast. I can't chew, but
I need to separate myself quickly.
But on the flip side, okay. So it's easy for people to have alternate personalities and catfish people, but I think the root of it still is that they crave the human interaction.
Well, I think the sad part about stuff like that is that the people who are craving the interaction, they're the ones who are getting scammed. Because, they might believe it. They're like, oh my God, are you serious? Well, he says he loves me, or I guess I should try to help him out.
Did some man tell you that he loves you online?
Never believe it, ladies. I'm telling you, no one falls in love after a week. And if someone tells you after a week of dating online, run for the hills. Yes, and it happens more often than not.
Jeanette, I need to know the story. I need to know deets.
Okay, that wasn't my catfish, but
Jeanette, tell me about your catfish.
Okay, well, my catfish was actually
Is that beautiful dick pic that you're referring to often?
Yes, it was, Mark.
I can't believe that you referred to it that way. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure there's people out there that still question your choice of words as beautiful to describe a dick pic.
No, there's a lot of ladies out there.
I need the Cricket app. Hold on.
There's a lot of ladies out there. No, the thing about it is, it can happen after months. I mean, I've been...
Jeanette, tell me about your experience again, Jeanette.
Crickets.
I love the Cricket app.
Since I started dating this year, I've encountered a lot of weird situations.
Have you really?
Yes, I have. And that's all waiting for episode 15.
Okay, episode 15.
And we need to have another girl's perspective on this one. So maybe we need to find a female guest.
That'd be willing to come on.
Who's willing to come on and share their experience. Because, online dating, because I online date. And I've been lucky to have met the people that,
Quit hitting the mic.
I know, that I've dated, and a lot of them have been really great. But the ones that, try to just keep it online and don't ever want to meet, that's where it gets really suspicious and really sketchy.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
And not only that, I talk to my friends, like, this is kind of weird, right? I mean, thank God I'm not naive, but then we start sharing stories.
All the girls were having martinis in their underwear. They're all talking about it like, no, it sounds wonderful. He sounds like a delight. Blah, 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 blah. Da, 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 da.
Well, my friends would be all, he said, I love you after a week, then run. Run for the hills.
What if you met a guy and he was your soulmate and he just knew the moment he met you? And he was very legitimately your soulmate and he just said, Jeanette, I just have to tell you I love you.
Dude.
And he knew.
I have a theory.
Tell me your theory.
I have a theory. Gosh, this really should wait for episode 15. But I have a theory about men.
We will revisit this in 15.
Who tell women they love each other, love them too early on. As quickly as they say it is as quickly as they leave.
Really?
Yes, it's very fleeting.
From How I Met Your Mother.
You're too much of a romantic.
Barney has.
You're too much of a
Barney
romantic.
has. Like a highway exit theory. Yes.
Do tell.
I have to look it up now. You can tell all my past experiences relate to How I Met Your Mother.
I know.
Let me see. Exit theory. Like getting a laptop while we do this is just so... Okay, it's called the freeway theory. It's one of Barney's many theories.
Okay.
Formulated by Barney in the first time in New York, detailing how relationships are like freeways. And there are exits that can be taken out of them. 6 hours, aka one night stand. Hold on, let me click on that. That's just the abstract. Okay, so let me see. Okay, the first exit, my personal favorite, is 6 hours, and you meet, you talk, you have sex. You exit while she's in the shower. The next exits are 4 days, 3 weeks, 7 months, a year and a half, 18 years, and the last exit is death. Which have you been dating? He says this. Which have you been dating the same woman your whole life? It's like, are we there yet? So yeah, he has this freeway exit theory again. So the first exit, like a one night stand, is 6 hours.
Okay.
You get on the highway. 6 hours later, you're off. You hit the exit ramp, and then the next exit again is 4 days, 3 weeks.
Okay.
Like a month. That's pretty realistic, though.
4 days.
4 days and 3 months. That's almost like a full month.
4 days and 3 months. Wait.
Or 3 weeks. 4 days and 3 weeks. That's almost a month long.
Okay.
That's the next exit. Within the month, you'll know, and you exit.
Okay.
The next exit is 7 months, half a year. Okay, the next exit is a year and a half.
It's eye-opening.
Right.
Yeah.
And then 18 years.
18.
That's like midlife crisis.
Midlife crisis.
That's midlife
scenario.
crisis.
Yeah.
And then the last exit is death.
Oh man.
But there's, as comical that's supposed to come off, there kind of is a little bit of merit to that.
I have a strategy for dating.
I don't want to hear it.
No, this is it.
Tell me.
This is it.
Tell
Okay.
me. All right, everybody, this is an exclusive Jeanette strategy on dating. Hold on, let me get drum rolls.
Okay. All right. So this is it. You want to know how to have a lasting relationship. This is terrible.
Oh shit.
This is terrible. Start dating later in life. As people get older, they're just like, you know what? I don't know. I think I'm just gonna stay with this one. I think I'm just gonna.
You're like, he's the last option I have.
I know.
Okay.
Maybe.
So I have two theories about that.
Okay.
About the age.
Okay. So.
You get married when you're young.
Okay.
And you date. You find somebody wonderful, and you focus your life because suddenly you're providing.
Okay.
And you end up spending your life with that person. You have kids. You take trips. But you get married young, and suddenly the idea of dating is removed from your psyche.
I'm gonna get married when I'm 50.
Oh,
That's the deal.
So suddenly, but that's taken from your psyche.
Okay.
So the whole dating, everything's out of your psyche. So now you're married, you get married young, you have family, and your life has a certain direction and focus about it. Okay? Or you become very stable financially and emotionally. You figure out who you are.
Okay.
And you actually meet somebody later in life, and you have a very quality relationship because you know what you have to offer, you know what they have to offer, and you're at a different point of understanding.
Actually, I feel like that's where the stage I'm at.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at.
You know,
I just like to make fun.
If you marry a homeless guy, he'll really love you forever because
Really?
suddenly he'll have food and he'll have shelter and he'll
That's a really good dating strategy.
aim low, aim low, so that way that person will put you on a pedestal. He's like, you come home from work and he's all cleaning the kitchen and making you dinner. Jeanette, here's your toast. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to burn it. Oh my God, it's so terrible. You don't love me no more.
I hate burnt toast.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me.
This is terrible.
So you aim lower than you, knowing that person will put you high on the pedestal.
Or
interesting.
This is all terrible advice for people out there. Or you can stick to your guns. I'm at the point where it's like, okay, you're at a place in your life, you're comfortable with your job, you're comfortable with your career, you're comfortable with your emotional maturity. Because it's taken a while. I've gone through some ups and downs and finally feel good, stable. Now I just need to find someone equivalent to that.
Oh,
there you
interesting. Like your mirror counterpart. What do you call that? Yeah.
What is that? That's not my soulmate. That's my, what is that?
Yeah, there's a word for that. There's a word for that which we don't know. We're not smart enough to know.
We're not smart enough to know.
It's been like a long Tuesday. Mentally, I'm drained. I had a guest in mind.
We had an agenda.
We had an agenda.
So we're just kind of like talking,
but
it's all
okay.
fun. I like hanging out and talking.
So, okay. I was listening to a conspiracy theory this morning. The moon landing conspiracy theory.
Okay, talk about that. Let's do it.
And I was listening to people talk on YouTube. I'm like brushing my teeth, getting out of the shower. I'm listening to stuff. And they're talking about some moon landing conspiracy theories. Okay.
That it didn't happen?
Yeah, it didn't happen. The videos were staged because how can the person fall on the moon and bounce back up so easy? Kind of like if they were on lines and then somebody pulled them up and they got back on their feet real fast. And that, these people are just moving really fast on the moon. How can they move that fast with all that gear? And the more I was listening to it, I was like, are you an astronomer? Are you a physicist?
Have you been to space?
Have you been to space? Do you have knowledge about the advanced science necessary to understand physics on the moon? And so I was thinking about this, and I was listening to these people, and I was like, okay, that's valid arguments, but here's the deal. Because one of the things they were talking about on this podcast was like, the video of the astronauts were bouncing on the moon, and they're like, these people are just like boing, 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 going really fast. And they said one guy just fell flat down, and then he bounced up, almost as like there was those guiding wires from like a movie where they pull the cables and it just pulled that person back up. And I'm listening to that, and I'm like, okay, I can understand that. If I saw that video, maybe I'd be like, oh, that's weird. But it's the moon. There's no atmosphere or very little atmosphere.
Frame of reference either.
We had no frame of reference because we know gravity on the moon is 1/6 of what it is on the Earth, right? And so, and I'm just going to do some simple math here because that's what I do. I do some Mexican math here. So if you weigh 200 pounds, 200. If you weigh 200 pounds. My body is actually made for like 215 pounds. That's what I'm at. So if you weigh 215 pounds, and I'm on the moon bouncing around, right? And I have all this gear on me. I'm used to walking on the Earth as 215 pounds. If I carry a backpack, it's even more. I'm used. So from the edge of space to the Earth, the floor. The weight of gravity on you is called 1 atmosphere. You don't think about the weight the atmosphere puts on you.
No.
But the atmosphere is putting weight on you. It's called 1 atmosphere.
God, we're being suppressed.
Right? But you don't think about that. You don't think about, because it's like how many miles to the edge of space? All the molecules above you, all the gases, you don't think about it, but it actually, gravity pulls it down at the same rate as it pulls us down. And our weight on top of everything above us pushes down on us. So we have 1 atmosphere above us pushing us down. On top of our weight being pulled down by gravity. So my body is accustomed for about 215 pounds on Earth. Suddenly I'm on the moon and my body weighs 35 pounds.
You're gonna bounce up really quick.
So, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be like, whoa.
Suddenly, if I fall down, I barely tap the ground. I'm gonna throw myself back up because I'm used to like getting up slow for 215 pounds. Oh, I'm sore. Oh my god.
But also think about the reaction that you're already doing, knowing that you're falling. Like,
Right.
you'd be quick to
But
react.
if
because-
you fell on the moon, think about it. If you weigh 215 pounds on the moon and you fell down, you're like, I tripped. But suddenly, my 215 pounds here on Earth
you wouldn't
is
also
only
have,
35 pounds
you
there.
wouldn't have the impact of a 215
You wouldn't.
body. You would be able to bounce up and
Right.
not even hurt
So
yourself.
just knowing that little detail, it's like, oh man, that's like doing a push-up on mega steroids. Suddenly I fell down and whoop, 35 pounds. You think, and okay, think about the shot put. Did you ever have to throw the shot put in high school? Like part of PE was you had to get a shot put, and the shot put weighed like what, 8 pounds, 10 pounds or something, and you have to throw it. Part of like PE to feel what a shot put feels like. It's a little
What
metal
kind of
ball.
high school did you go to?
Dude, it was intense. It was
What
intense.
was that?
But it's a metal ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to do the wind up, and you like, ugh, and it like flies a couple of feet, and bam, it hits the ground, and you're like, the little ball of metal's heavy.
Yeah.
But what if the same dimension ball all of a sudden weighed 2 pounds?
Oh yeah.
Then when I throw it, suddenly it flies further because it's easy, and that ball falls. Same concept on the moon, right? The moon's gravity is 1/6 of it is on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it goes back to something I said early on in like one of our like talks about conspiracy theories and all that. The more I learn, the less I realize I know what I know about things. So you're having people talking about moon landings like if they're experts. They're not engineers. They're not astronomers. They're not anything. They're just like people like you and me saying like, oh, look at the video. The video looks wonky.
Oh yeah.
And then suddenly we're calling it conspiracy theory because we're not taking into account all the physics required to get a man on the moon, what the environment on the moon looks like. But here we are like, no, that's crazy. It's just... So the whole moon landing charade, it could be conspiracy theorists. I'm not saying, there's always that possibility, right? But there's also the possibility that that's the real deal. And because I don't have the advanced science training in so many different areas, maybe I don't realize what life on the moon would be. And that's the way, as silly as it looks in the videos, that might be exactly the way it is. Because again, just knowing that gravity is 1/6 of a pound of what it is on here.
Yeah.
So it's very plausible that these videos are accurate, but we're seeing it through the lens of life on Earth and not through the lens of what life on the moon would be like.
And I think we had this conversation when we were talking
did.
about conspiracy theories, and one of the things that I remember us saying is that, even though you have people who probably don't understand the physics, but I still can appreciate that there's people out there who question things, because we need people like that
You need people to question things.
To question what's happening, because if we believed everything that we've been told,
Right.
then we would.
Jeanette, don't believe everything you've been told.
Because
Because then you're online and you're being asked for $20 for a Four Locos, and you've been catfished because you very naively just believed everything. Way to go, Jeanette.
I wired $20 to the Walmart in Tennessee because my online boyfriend wanted Four Locos.
Tennessee to some, what's that African country?
Oh, you're talking about.
To the Prince of Zaire or something like that.
Oh my
Dear
God.
friend. Or my employer got an email about an inheritance out of California. Canada.
Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking about like my marriage to the Nigerian princess?
The Nigerian prince, yeah.
Oh
But
my
the
God.
newest one was
What's the
that
newest?
a very far off family member died in Canada, and because of and the money's been wheeled off to this person, and because it's in Canada, they need help getting the money to you. And I was like, oh, that's very unique. I haven't heard the one about a family member dying.
Ooh,
we all know
that's a
about the
good
Nigerian
one.
prince, right?
The Nigerian prince.
Because it's plausible. It's like, maybe I did have a cousin in Canada. And maybe they were successful. They left me $1 million. They were hit by a train, a moose. They were gored to death by a moose.
By a moose?
And they were a multi-trillionaire. Oh my God! What do you need me to do? Western Union you like $1,000? Done. Boom.
Done. I need my money.
Right? I thought that was unique. I thought that was a good one. I was like,
and that
these
maybe
guys.
Maybe that's a good one. Maybe
These guys.
That's a good topic. Talking about like
scams.
The online scams that are out there, the stories, so
Well,
we can educate people not to
you
get
know
scammed.
what I get
Don't
a
get
lot.
scammed.
I get calls from like this people claiming to be from the Social Security office regarding Social Security fraud in my name.
Oh, I've gotten those calls too.
And
have you answered?
I do. I answer them all the time.
And then they ask you
This
stuff, and you're like,
and this
wait,
Mark
you
so
called
and so.
me?
Yeah, and I've done that. I said they're like, is this Mark so and so? And they say names. They say names like the Attorney General or the
and they're asking me for my social
and
security number.
There's a lawsuit against you regarding Social Security fraud. I need to confirm some information about you. And the first time it happened, they were telling me I need to confirm your date of birth and Social Security number. And I asked them, I go, I'm sorry, what agency are you with, and what's your name and your badge number? Click.
Oh.
And it just makes me laugh. I'm like, aha, I got you. If they would have said, this is Officer Brian Smith, badge number 105 of the Virginia Quantico office, I'd be like, oh, my bad, sir.
My bad, sir.
But they don't.
Can I pause so I can verify this?
Oh, I need to do that. I'm
Can
gonna do a scam with the 1-800 number and tell people that. Like, well, of course, I'm calling from Quantico, Virginia, from the FBI office with Social Security affairs. And my badge number is 289, and I report to, Agent Randall Mulder.
Mulder.
I threw Mulder in there.
I know you did, and I would question that guy Mulder.
Yes, ma'am. Is there a problem with that?
Yes.
Is there not people named Mulder in the United States? Is this not a free country, Jeanette?
Partners of Scully?
Jeanette, now you're making a mockery of the Social Security Administration and our investigative branch.
It is already a mockery, sir.
She is a field officer. How dare you?
How dare you?
But, yeah, so that was kind of interesting, like, getting that call, and I was like, oh, these people are getting smart. Way to go, guys.
Well, people are always looking for an opportunity to scam someone else.
And so,
out of money.
If you get a call from the Social Security office saying an investigation, ask the questions. Ask them where are they calling from, the office, badge number, all that good stuff, and see if they can hang up on you. So, but I did, okay. So I had to pay my City of Las Cruces utility bill.
Okay.
And I called the 1-800 number to make the bill immediately because I'm bad about paying bills. I'll go like 2 or 3 months without paying bills.
Dude, you need to do online bill pay.
I don't think that one I can. Or I can't do automatic. Like my water bill, it's automatic withdrawal.
Okay.
But I don't think they can. Or maybe they can. I need to see if they can. So I start talking to the lady and she's telling me, oh, my name's so-and-so. And I was like, well, hello, Veronica. How are you doing? She's like, I'm doing really good. How are you doing? I was like, I'm really good, thank you.
Did you tell her you're a Nigerian prince?
I go, Veronica, I'm a Nigerian prince. Let me tell you something. So we were talking about utilities, and then we start talking about air fryers. So I'm talking with the girl on the phone. I'm like, Veronica, I need to make a payment to my account. She's like,
by the way, did you get the Ninja air fryer because of this?
I didn't tell her about the Ninja air fryer. I was like, look. And so we were talking about it. She goes, those seem really nifty. I go, you know what they are. But you have to look at the design. If you get a small one and you got kids, you're not going to make food. I got a big one. I could put like 2 steaks in there, and it's got double racks. And it wasn't that much more. And I was like, and I make this, and I make this. And my friend Dario, he makes crispy broccoli in his air fryer. She goes, really? Dude, I go, easy cleanup. I put foil in there. And like, we connected over air fryers. And the girl on the phone. I was almost like.
That's true love. That is true love.
I was like,
so. That is at least a one-night stand, if anything.
So, you work with the city, the utilities department. So,
oh my God.
Tell me about yourself in this air frying fantasy of yours.
I almost came up with a scenario. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
But that's how my conversations go with
Air
random
fryer,
people.
if you are an air fryer fanatic, because I know I am, and you are, and so many people out there are, and if you don't have an air fryer, I'm so sorry, go get one. It is the best thing to happen.
Whenever I get called for like bills or anything like that, I always do that. Or whenever I'm on hold for something.
Oh my god, you talking about air fryer?
Like whenever I'm on hold for something, like a state agency that we work with or something, it's like, so where are you calling from? Or like my side hustle, I have to call a 1-800 number. Oh, so I do a side hustle and I have to call a 1-800 number to get things straightened out sometimes, like for ordering and all that. And when I call, like, it was so funny. I was on the phone with somebody, and of course they're not American. And you could tell they're not American. They sound like they're from Indochina, like the Far East, like India and all that. And so I was listening to this girl talking, and I could hear chickens in the background. Like legit chickens.
How fun.
Yeah, and I was like, how's your day going today? Oh, she goes, oh, it's going very wonderful today. And I was like, that's a very nice accent. Where are you from? You know what I mean? And they never answer me, but I keep on like trying to like, you know, I always kind of dig in. I was like, you sound very delightful. Oh, thank you very much. You know,
you're all trying to connect. You sound very excited.
I do it every. I got a call from one telemarketer guy, and he was so cool. I was like, dude, what's your name? Oh, my name's like David. It was like he said something like that, like, man, you sound like a cool guy, dude. He goes, oh, thanks, bro. You do too. I was like, listen, dude. And I told him, this is a bunch of bullshit, bro. I'm not interested. But, you know, I don't want to be a dick to you, dude. I know you're doing your job. He goes, man, thanks. I got to make my pitch. I was like, you know, dude, make your pitch, dude. It's all good. I'll listen. And I just started laughing. And he's like, this guy on the other end, he's like, dude, you're pretty cool, man. I was like, bro, I know. You got a job like I do. I'm not going to try to be a dick about it, but... You know what I mean? It was kind of interesting, like talking with a guy about that. Like, where are you calling from? California? I go, that's legit. Call somebody. He goes, yeah. And I was like, that sucks. He goes, yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's a job. I was like, dude, that's good, man. I hope you have a good day, bro. He's like, you know, man, I will, dude. Thank you. And I was like, did I make some random person's day better?
Aww.
Aww. What a connection, dude.
I like that.
It's fun.
Sometimes just being kind to someone makes someone else's day better.
Kindness is still the way.
Kindness goes a long way, man.
Okay. So speaking of kindness, so we had this conversation about manifesting.
Yes,
words having power.
This is really good. And if you are tired, like the way you said you were, dude, you're like.
I feel like a baby with a heavy head.
This is a new drink. This is it.
What are you gonna call it? Give me a name. It's a Bang Blue Raz. So you have to think.
Blue Raz. Blue Raz. It's an up all night.
What do you call vodka drinks? Martinis.
It could be a martini. It could be a
Bangtini. A blue Bangtini.
I just gotta put it in a martini glass. Bangtini? Can you call it a Bangtini?
Why not? Because it's vodka. And what is martinis? They're all vodka, right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of liquor.
Dude,
but
this is it. We just created the Bangtini. So Bang, if you're looking for
Bang.
If you're looking for sponsorships, because we still on episode 11 have zero budget. Mm-hmm. If you're looking for sponsorship for new ideas, the Bangtini.
Ooh, the Bangtini.
The Bangtini.
Dude, I love it.
Dude, and it comes in multiple flavors.
And it really does.
The apple, the apple Bangtini.
Ooh.
The apple Bangtini.
My favorite one is like the pina colada Bang, dude. The pina colada. It's
Whoa.
gonna blow your mind up.
They have a mango one. A mango Bangtini.
Shut your face.
Dude,
that's gonna be amazing.
So, okay, so it's curious. It's curious. You see things.
You're talking about manifestation and
right.
power of words.
It's funny because when you become conscientious of things in life,
and
you start seeing it. Yeah. So like in the past, whenever things happen, you're like, oh, that's coincidental. I was just talking about that. Oh, geez, what is a coincidence? You know what I mean? And that's really the thing. But once you make yourself aware of things in life,
You're self-aware.
It's like it's like there's awareness in life, right?
Yes, you have to, and not only that is you have to realize that the power of words.
It's there.
Words
it's
can
legit.
be powerful.
It's there.
It really is, and you have to be careful with the words that you choose.
So I was talking to 2 different people this week, just this week. Is it just 2 or is it 3? 2 of that I know for sure, and I've told these people they're both female. They're both going, through a situation with guys and whatnot. And I've had to tell them, like, hey, you know what? You're letting somebody in your life that's bringing you down. And their energy, their negative energy is starting to turn you negative.
Oh, energy vampires.
Right. And then I tell them, I go, not only that, I go, you want to attract good people in your life, but the way you attract good people in your life is like the energy you put out is what you attract.
Your vibe attracts your tribe, dude.
Right. So, and I've had this conversation multiple times this week where I said, you got to cut that person out of your life like a cancer. And I had that conversation once on the weekend and once just this week, and saying, telling these individuals, like, you've got to get rid of these people. Because if you're going to be negative, you're only going to attract negative people. You want to be happy. You want to have a happy life. Well, you've got to put the happiness and the love out there in the universe. And you cannot let anybody drag that down. And it's funny because I was thinking about that. Like, we just talked about that not long ago. And it's like, I feel like it's a message people need to hear. What is this issue with people? The spout doesn't work well.
I know. That spout might be kind of a curse.
Corzo, I'm disappointed with the spout.
The spout
it's a good idea.
needs a better design, though.
Better design. It's a good idea, but it needs to be better design.
The depth of the spout. The spout. It sounded
it's because it's got an edge there. It's not like a spout.
No, it needs to be better, but I get it.
But yeah, I've given that message to a couple of people this week. And it's like, if you want to attract goodness in your life, you have to put the goodness out there. And you know what? You're in a bad mood, you're saying mean stuff, and the words you're putting out there are negative. And you know what? Then the words you're putting out there, you're going to manifest more negativity, and you have to stop that. And you have to stop it now. And I've had these 2 people, but like no buts about it.
No, I agree with you.
This is your life. And with a close friend of mine, I even took it a step forward. I said, we are on the back ends of our lives. We've already lived the better portion of our life, the youth of our lives, and now you're giving somebody the remainder of your life. They're giving you life.
Oh yeah, I hear.
It's like you're giving the remaining days of your life to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? It's like, how dare you, and what right does somebody have to take that from you? And you're giving it to them willingly. Like our lives at this point, life is short, but where we are in our life, it's even shorter.
Yeah.
And you're gonna give them the best days of your life by accepting the negativity they give you? No. If you want a happy life, you have to fight for it right now. And if you think you're a good person, and if you think you deserve it, you have to do something about it.
I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and like chime in on that, but I also kind of feel like
Jeanette, chime in on
and
this.
I know you've told me this, and you've told, like, we've talked about relationships and stuff like that, and and I firmly believe that honestly, your happiness, you cannot put your happiness on someone else. It's not someone else's responsibility to make you happy. I think that relationships should be added value to your happiness. Right. You cannot solely rely on this person to make you happy. And I think people need to hear that.
But things happen in life. Something will happen in your life where you're down, you lose your job, and the person, if you have the right person in your life, they'll help you get you through that. Their positivity will help carry you through
Absolutely.
it. But like you're saying, but somebody being the foundation of your happiness, no. You need to get comfortable in your skin. And you need to get comfortable with yourself. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you need to like the person you see. Because if you don't like the person you see, again, you need to do something about it right now, today. Because we don't know when the end of our life is. You can have a car accident tomorrow. Bam, you're dead. You can live till you're 80 years old. That's still not that far off the way time flies.
It's really not.
It really isn't.
I'm just telling you, 600 years is nothing because my
Right.
my years on Earth it seems very short.
Yeah. So I was just being very adamant with myself. If you know what you want to be, do it. Don't put this thing on Facebook of who you think you could be. Don't make this avatar, this Bitmoji. If you want to be that exciting person, if you want to go on adventures, weekend trips, be a successful person at work, do something about it and do it now.
I love it.
And if somebody's bringing you out, bringing you down, if somebody's bringing you down, cut them out like a cancer.
I love it.
You've got to do it. Life is just too short.
Absolutely.
And quite frankly, if we want to teach our kids positive messages, you teach them by your actions. Your kids will be a reflection of you, and if they see you living the life and doing what it takes, they're going to do the same thing. Lead by example, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you're letting other people drag you down and you're over here upset about something, I mean, how are you...
Don't be upset, Jeanette.
You know what upsets me?
What upsets you?
When I buy I'm just kidding. When I buy a drink and I think it's going to be really delicious.
And it's not. I know.
So
when I get
upsetting.
catfished.
I get catfished. When I get to get to know someone for 2 months online from Indonesia. And
So that picture you sent me is you, right? Yes. So is that picture
And
of
then
you?
he asked me
Is that picture of you 15 years ago?
Then he asked me for $20 for 4 Loco. That pisses me off.
I had to pay for his gas and dinner.
Damn
What?
it. Oh.
Ladies, if a guy's taking you out to dinner and he's asking you for gas money and for you to pay for gas, that's a bunch of bullshit.
And if he tells you that he needs a ride home because he doesn't have a car.
It's like, I'll just go home with you.
I'll just go with you.
I'll just go with you.
And can I live with you?
Like, how did you get here? Did you drive?
Why do you have a backpack? Because we're gonna live together after this.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, we're not.
I do worry.
I make fun about these dating scenarios, but as much as I make fun of it, it's stuff I've heard.
I think we've all been
It's
through
like
it.
it's like being catfished. I kid you not.
Happens.
You're like, what the heck? I mean, honestly, that really should be another episode, and I know that
Be
I've had people-
realistic.
Yeah.
Be realistic with yourself and in life.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just
I just think people, I'm saying in general, I think that we have to shift the way we think.
right.
And I like the living in a spirit of positivity, and also because honestly, it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
If you're always negative and just
Right.
sucking the energy out of someone's
Energy vampire.
life, man. I know, energy vampire.
Right. And I think it's a message not enough people hear and live. Or maybe, people talk it, they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. It's okay to cut people out of your life. If somebody is bringing you down constantly and they're not contributing positively to your life,
Added value to your happiness.
it's okay to let them go.
I agree.
Well, this person has this problems. They need this. They need that. No, if you cannot take care of yourself, you have no business taking care of anybody else.
Absolutely.
Bottom line. If you know where you want to be and that person is willing to support you and get you there, that's one thing. But if you're not getting to your dreams and your goals because you're constantly taking care of other people's bullshit, they've got to go. And they've got to go now. And it's not just for women. It goes both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Men and women. That bullshit exists everywhere for all sexes, for every form of relationship.
I think that one of the hardest things that people have to realize, and I know I've gone through this, is that, sometimes you have to realize about what it's going to take for you to be happy, and you have to stop feeling guilty for other people. You have to think about what is going to make you happy and stop just there's no excuse. You are in control of your own life. You are the leader of your own life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to make some hard choices, some
Yeah.
tough choices. But it's not about someone else. I mean, I hate to sound, it sounds callous. It's not about someone else's feelings. It's about what is going to make you happy. You have to be the leader of your life. I mean, you talk about being the star of your own show.
The hero of your own story.
The hero of your own story. It's all about you. And I mean, I know it sounds selfish, but no, it's not, because you're only preparing yourself to be a better person for someone else.
When you're an old person
need someone that is
and you're
worthy of being
homebound,
with
you're sitting in the chair, you're 90 years old and you can't move, and you're looking back on your life, what do you want to look back on?
you definitely don't want to regret your life.
If you spent a solid 10 years in a depression over your partner because you're dating a douchebag, nobody wants to do that.
Nobody wants to date a douchebag.
Get rid of that person. And again, it's for both sexes, for any form of relationship. Doesn't matter if it's guy, girl, guy, girl, whatever have you.
Don't feel bad for making those tough decisions, but if it contributes, if it makes you happy,
And for
to
the
have to cut
and
people
for the
out of your
love
life.
of God, be honest about crap.
Yeah.
Be honest about the way you be honest about the way you feel and about what you want.
I agree.
I mean, is that too much to ask for?
I think
And
people lack courage, so you have to be courageous. And why not be courageous? I mean, what do you have to lose at the end of the day?
what do you have to lose?
Really, at the end of the day, as long as you're true to yourself.
Again, at the end of the day, and I have no other way of saying this, we're all going to die. We all have our destiny, the end of the road for us. We all have a date with death. Nobody lives forever. Nobody. And people have tried, right? People have gone all over the world, conquered civilizations, trying to find the secret to immortality. There's no secret to immortality. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And when you're at the end of days, what are you going to reflect on?
That's true.
Who do you want to be right here and right now? And what's preventing you from being that person? Is your partner in your life preventing you from being that person? Because if they are, then they might not be the right person for you.
Honestly, I think that what prevents people from living their best life is them. We are preventing
They're afraid.
We are preventing ourselves from living our
They
best life.
are afraid. Bottom line. That's
And
the only thing that prevents us.
It's a hard thing, guys. I mean, I think
Well,
it's
think
a hard
about
thing.
jumping from a plane.
Huh?
People talk about like how exciting jumping from a plane is. But when you jump from a plane,
First of all, I have
what's-
zero desire to jump from a plane.
But what prevents most people, not everyone,
Okay, because I have zero desire. I can
not-
go my whole life and not.
not
and
all
I
the
will
Jeanettes-
not-
the
I will
Jeanettes in
not
our life.
regret not jumping.
not
out
all
of
the
a
Jeanettes
plane.
in our life, but what prevents people from doing that? Like, oh, that looks exciting. What prevents them from doing that? Fear.
You know what I would love to do though?
What would you love to do?
I want to go to Oktoberfest.
Go rollerblading? You never been to Oktoberfest?
Germany.
Oh, that would be cool.
I want to go
You should.
to Oktoberfest in Germany, and
All right, so make a goal right now. Make your goal. When's your goal? When do you want to go to Oktoberfest? And you can't say this
2
year.
years. No, 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
So
2
what
years.
word? 2021?
2023. Oktoberfest, Germany, Munich.
And you're going to be doing some nasty stuff up there with some German cock.
Okay.
I know you're going to be over there getting some.
No.
You're like, oh, you like beer? I like beer
like-
too.
yeah, I like
Oh my
that.
God.
Oh my God.
You dirty little birdie. Dirty little birdie. Okay, 2023, you're going to go to Germany.
Okay, 2023, Germany.
So you've got to save money. Round trip tickets about $1,200 to $1,400.
I've been to Germany once. I can do it again.
You can do it again.
Do it again.
2023 Oktoberfest.
Okay.
So I think the date you need to go is in October. Call me crazy.
It's actually in September.
Oktoberfest in September?
Yeah, I'm calling you
Dude,
crazy.
can you be more mixed up? Why is Oktoberfest in September? Why not call it Septemberfest?
I don't know, but it's actually in September.
I don't get it.
It's all month.
I give up. If we're calling Oktoberfest if it's September, we're calling it Oktoberfest in September. I'm done. I'm done.
I never understood. Maybe it is
I'm
in
done.
October. I think it's in September. Look it up.
No, I'm okay.
I'm actually kind of curious. Look it
Okay,
up.
we're gonna look this up
I
right
think
now.
it's in September. Oktoberfest, September. How Peculiar.
When is Oktoberfest?
In Germany, Munich. Gotta go Munich.
Well, it was canceled this year.
Damn it.
We'll commence. Okay, we'll help. I don't have a German accent. Oktoberfest 2029.
2029.
Is that a 2022?
Ein.
We'll commence, and I can't say I don't have a German accent.
Oh, let me channel.
Channel German.
Okay, let me talk about the
Oktoberfest 2022. I can't.
There's Stein and the
Stein.
I can't do it. Damn it! It just sounds all crazy.
Okay,
Can't
2022. Oops, I lost it. Okay.
do it. 2022.
We'll commence at noon on Saturday, the 17th of September, and we'll end on Monday, the 3rd of October.
Oh shit!
So, do they call it Oktoberfest because it ends in the beginning of October?
It doesn't
Oh, that
seem
makes
like
sense.
a fest.
You're celebrating October and it ends at the beginning of October. That makes sense. Okay. You didn't tell me that.
It doesn't even make any sense, honestly.
That makes a lot of sense.
It makes
And
zero
then the
sense.
women, they wear those cute little outfits. Oh my God.
Sounds like you want to go to Oktoberfest too. You want to come?
I want to go just
do
for the
it.
women. They wear those little things that kind of do like
Those little-
this thing.
The beer wenches, the boobs
Ugh.
spilling out.
That is more than enough reason for me to go.
Do it. Let's get a team
We're gonna go make.
of experts.
We're gonna go make German babies. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make Mexican German babies.
Oh.
They'd be so beautiful. They'd be half Mexican, half Aryan.
My niece is half Mexican and half German.
My buddy Manny is half black, half German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something that we refer to,
Matt.
but I'm not gonna say it
What?
to my niece. But
Oh, don't be racist on the
I know
channel
I'm not.
show.
No.
Don't be racist. The last thing we need is Karen's commenting on how racist Jeanette is.
You know,
So-
and it's so funny because it's not.
It's I
It's
know.
so funny because it's not.
So okay, so the goal 2023
Okay,
Oktoberfest.
2023 Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest. Maybe we'll have a sponsor by then. I don't know. I doubt it.
I mean, come on.
Hold on.
If anything, we talk about
I
it.
got to make that comment right. Hold on. Maybe in 2023 we'll have a sponsor.
No, redo that. Let's manifest that shit. Is it? Manifest it?
No, I'm doing the crickets in the sense of like, oh, we're gonna have a sponsor in 2023.
Crickets. Look around.
Okay, well apparently not.
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Crickets, damn it.
Manifest it. Let's make it happen. Set goals.
But also have a plan. Manifest.
You
have a plan.
know what I've been thinking about?
What?
Okay, so on the show,
Okay.
on what we do, we drink, we have a drink, we drink responsibly, but we don't, there's certain topics I stay away from because career and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Like, I'm not going to say like, oh, I want to experiment with Coke. It seems so exciting. It's just not something I'm going to do, right?
I would
Hey,
never
Jeanette,
say.
I went to a crazy rave this weekend and I dropped a lot of X.
I would never say. Are we doing a daredevil like? I would never say.
I know, like, take a drink if you've never have you ever.
Never. It sounds terrible. You know what? Let's just stay away from.
But I'm curious about ayahuasca. I am considering ayahuasca.
I have
There's
heard of this.
there are
Most recent. I will tell you about this later.
okay, there are I mean there are people that do tours like in Peru with ayahuasca.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently there's people that have like retreats for ayahuasca in the United States.
Okay.
And for some reason I started looking it up, and I had been interested in it before, but again now I'm like,
Okay.
you know, where you go deep within yourself to figure stuff out.
Dude, I would love to do that.
Are you down?
I would totally be down.
Okay, we're gonna go to an ayahuasca retreat.
Dude, Well, like,
And
I think I kind
you
of
guys
feel like
are going to hear it from us.
cry.
We're going to do an ayahuasca retreat.
Like a maniac.
We're going to go see if we get that internal growth.
Internal growth?
Because that's what it is. Okay, so ayahuasca, it's not about the trip. It's about the internal healing and the internal growth. Knocking down your barriers to get to the next level.
I feel like I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I feel like I've been trying to work towards that in life. Just
Really?
Well, I mean,
Have you?
how are we really? I'm just kidding. No, I mean, we talk about this. I mean, I think this kind of goes in line with what we've been trying to do, and
I think
I'm ready.
I said
I'm so ready.
I told my friend yesterday.
Ready.
I said, fortune.
I'm ready.
Fortune what? Something the bold. Fortune favors the bold.
Okay.
You have to be bold. Now I was talking about that in terms of relationships. I said you have to, like, going back to what I was talking about relationships. You have to know what you want. You have to know what you deserve, and you have to be willing to do what it takes to get it.
And I also think you got to put your BDE out there.
What's your BDE? Big dick energy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Put your confidence out there.
But you have to be bold, and you can't be afraid to do it.
Put your BDE out there.
So I think about Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Steve Jobs, he did this thing where he went to India. Now he dropped all sorts of acid out there allegedly, but when he came back, he started Apple. You know what I mean? I mean, that's something I could really look up right now. Who dropped acid and started because
is that how you're gonna say it? Tell me what the answer is in Google. Google says Steve Jobs.
Well, no, there was actually a list of that.
Oh, okay.
And there was I heard a list actually of it, and I wish I know where that list was, but okay, 11 celebrities whose lives were changed by psychedelics: Miley Cyrus, Daniel Garcia, Mike Tyson, Seth Rogen, Lamar Odin, Paul Simon, Ben Lee, Chelsea Handler, Sting, Joe Rogan. 10 famous geniuses and their drug of choice. I love my Microsoft Surface, but this is so old. I need to get a new one. Sigmund Freud, cocaine. Whoa, Sigmund Freud did cocaine? Okay. Francis Crick, LSD. I don't know who Franklin Crick was. Okay, next person. Thomas Edison, what do you think he did?
Oh, I bet you he did. I bet you he did coke.
He did cocaine elixirs. Paul Erdos, I don't know what he did. Did research on hyperactivity. He did amphetamines. Okay, let's see. Who else here? Steve Jobs.
Did he do acid?
LSD.
Oh, okay.
And it says here, LSD, experimenting with LSD in the 1960s was one of the 2 or 3 most important things he'd done in his life. Okay, Bill Gates. What did Bill Gates do?
I want to say he's a coke guy. No?
LSD.
LSD?
Acid, yeah. John Lilly, I don't know who he did. John Lilly was a pioneer in the field of electronic brain stimulation. He was the first person to map pain and pleasure pathways in the brain. He did LSD and ketamines. Wow. Richard Feynman, marijuana, I don't know who that is. Let me look for names we know. Kelly Mullis, don't know who that is. Carl Sagan. Everybody knows Carl Sagan. What did Carl Sagan do?
He totally did LSD.
Lightweight. He did marijuana. You think he would, but he's a lightweight. He only did marijuana. You think he would do acid? Okay, so Carl Sagan.
He would do acid. Okay.
Okay, so so one of those moments in my life, you know, we have moments. We have moments.
Like epiphanies in our life.
Epiphanies in our life, right?
I agree.
And let me pull this up real fast. So the Voyager.
Okay.
There's Voyager 1 and 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Voyager 1, which has gone further into outer space than anything else. It's left the heliosphere. You know what the heliosphere is? So you have the solar system. And the Earth has a magnetic field?
Mm-hmm.
The solar system has a magnetic field. And once you pass what is conceived as that magnetic field, the solar magnetic field, then you're in deep space.
Oh.
The Voyager 1 is the only man-made craft to finally make it outside of the solar system and be in deep space. Okay? So, when when Voyager 1 was passing by Saturn, they turned it around and they looked back at Earth. And what they saw was beautiful. I mean, I look at this all the time. And basically, you see, let me show you. I don't know if we can show it online because of copyright issues.
Yeah.
But
I see that.
so basically, this little dot you see in the
dot.
pictures, that's Earth seen through the rings of Saturn.
Oh, wow.
And so that dot, which is as small as a star, like when you look at the stars right now, you see these little, you see these little things in the sky.
If we're looking at it, it's a star.
It looks like a tiny little star,
That's
and
how
we
we would see it.
So it looks so tiny and so fragile. And Carl Sagan, he made this speech called "The Pale Blue Dot," and when I listened to it, and I'm not going to play it because they'll freeze our account for copyright issues, and then they'll eventually release it. But I don't want to go through that. And Carl Sagan says, "Look again at that dot. You look it up on YouTube. Carl Sagan, pale blue dot. Look it up and listen to it. It's only like a minute or two long." It says, "Look again at that dot. That's here. That's home. That's us. On it, everyone you love, everyone you know, everyone you ever heard of, every human being who ever was, lived out their lives. The aggregate of our joy, our suffering, thousands of confident religions, ideologies, and economic doctrines, every hunter and forger, every hero and coward, every creature and destroyer of civilization, every king and peasant, every young couple in love, every mother and father, hopeful child, inventor and explorer, every teacher of morals, every corrupt politician, every superstar, every supreme leader, every saint and sinner in the history of our species lived there, on a mote of dust suspended in the sunbeam. The Earth is a very small stage in a vast cosmic arena. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph..." What would I do?
Oh no. What happened?
I don't know. I lost it. I was an ad.
Damn.
I know. I was getting into it and I got an ad.
I know.
Oh, I think I zoomed in too far. Think of the rivers of blood spilled by all those generals and emperors, so that in glory and triumph they could become the momentary masters of a fraction of a dot. Think of the endless cruelties visited by the inhabitants of one corner of this pixel on the scarcely indistinguishable inhabitants of some other corner. How frequent their misunderstandings, how eager they are to kill one another, how fervent their hatreds, our posturings, our imagined self-importance, the delusions that we have some privileged position in the universe are challenged by this point of pale light. Our planet is a lonely speck in the great enveloping cosmic dark. In our obscurities, in all this vastness, there's no hint that help will come from elsewhere to save us from ourselves. The Earth is the only world known so far to harbor life. There is nowhere else, at least in the near future, to which our species could migrate. Visit, yes. Settle, not yet. Like it or not, for the moment the Earth is where we make our stand. It has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another, to persevere and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known.
I love it.
Carl Sagan talking about the pale blue dot.
It just seems like everything that we struggle with, everything that it seems so small compared to where we really are in this,
and you
this
think
world,
about
in this life.
It
just
totally
seems
relates
so-
to what we're talking about.
Yeah, totally.
And you think about it, the Earth is huge. I think the Earth is bigger than we can imagine.
Oh God, yeah.
There is land. There's also resources. There are things this Earth will take care of us, but we aren't taking care of it.
Yeah.
But not only that, we're talking about how short life is. And when you look about this is a real picture from Saturn. And it's a little tiny dot, and you put it, that little tiny dot, and you put it in a comparative of our simple life, our very short existence. It falls in line. Our tiny life that we're fighting about relationships and about being happy and making emojis and being who we want to be. Make the best of it, because we live on this tiny little dot in an infinite universe so big that we cannot comprehend, and our life is so short that I don't think people think how short life is.
No, I don't think so at all.
And we're wasting time on shit like, does so and so like me? Am I worth it?
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Am I good enough?
Yeah.
Be that person. Be the person you want to be. You know what? Go balls to the wall every day, every moment, and don't stop and go for it. You want to jump out of the plane? Go jump out of the plane. Go do it. Take a car trip on a random day to go see a friend in California? Fucking A, go do it. Right?
Yes, I think you should.
Why the hell not? Because, we all have a destination. And you can't get away from it. We all have a final destination. And that's 6 feet in the ground. And like it or not, we are all going there.
Oh yeah, that is a definite guarantee in life.
Guaranteed, unless there's some sort of technology that exists. I've never heard of any technology that can take your soul and spirit from your body and put it in a computer so you can live forever. I haven't heard of it yet. Maybe it exists. I don't know. But for the rest of us, 7 billion people on Earth, the dirt is where we are going to end up in less than 100 years. So make it count. You know?
I love it.
I don't know. It's just, why the hell not? It's just, I don't know.
I love it.
In our field, that you and I do, we've had the privilege of taking care of a lot of people that lived full lives, wasted lives, interesting lives, dreams that have been fulfilled, dreams that have been missed. Have you ever looked at an old person that we take care of and you think this person have you ever seen somebody that when you look at them you just think God, you missed a dream? Do you know what I mean?
That happens more often than you think.
When you look at them and you see the disappointment?
That happens a lot. I think what people don't realize is that a lot of people have hard lives, and I think that there's a lot of regret in people's lives, and I see it more often than anything.
You know what you should do? Go on YouTube and type in regrets. And there's old people, and they interview them about regrets. And they talk about the opportunities missed, not with jobs, but usually with other people. You know what? I love that person. I didn't take the chance. I didn't take the chance to do this.
I think that people, and when I say people, I think us.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, we're the only ones who hold ourselves back to the lives that we want to
live.
Right.
Right.
And honestly, if you're content with the life you have now and that's the life you want, that's great. But don't hold back. Don't not say the things you needed to say. Don't be afraid. Because you're the only one who's going to have to look back and be like, wow, I could have done this.
Everybody's afraid, though.
I know.
What is there to be a fear of? Are you, when you go, if you're going to, okay. What's the biggest fear everybody has?
I think everybody has a fear of...
I think it has to do more with interpersonal relationships.
I think so.
They're afraid, when you know somebody, you're afraid to tell them how you feel. And you're afraid to put it out there, and you don't know what you missed. And there's the regret that I could have missed the love of my life. And so what happens if somebody doesn't reciprocate the feeling to you? At least you know
And at least you put it out there, and at least you
Oh
don't
my
regret
God.
saying what you needed to say.
Maybe that person feels so good that you did it that they take a chance on you.
Yeah.
But you don't know if you don't go put it out there.
You have to not be afraid to share what... Sometimes the hardest thing in life is to actually bare your soul.
You don't want to be that old individual, 80, 90 years old in your deathbed thinking like, I knew this person in my life and I let them slip away because I didn't try.
I think, I think that's a hard place for a lot of people to get to. But
Hey, and you know me.
no, I honestly,
Okay,
at this point in my life,
let's talk
I
about
don't
this for
have-
1 second.
Okay.
You know me,
Mm-hmm.
and if I think anybody has any possibility in my life,
Mm-hmm.
I throw everything I can at that person.
I've
And if
seen
it doesn't work, that's cool. But at least I gave it my all, and I know when the sun comes up tomorrow, I can feel good that, you know what, I have some good memories, and I tried, and you know what, it's too bad it didn't work out, but at least I tried, and I'm not going to be an old man thinking, what happened to that girl?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
I do, and I've seen you do it. And it is pretty inspiring, and honestly, there really is nothing to be afraid of. If you can at least be honest and say the things that you need to say,
Just do it.
then you're not going to regret living your life.
Just do it. Because you know what? Again, at the end of the day, we all have a date with the same place.
But I also think that our hearts, and I think this is where people get stuck, is that our hearts are capable of loving again. And, having hope again. And I think that people just stop themselves. And I think that, yet again, we are our own worst enemy.
We are our
And
own worst enemies.
Stop.
We are our worst
There's a big
enemies.
life out there. A
You're
lot
right.
of great people out there. A lot of people we can
Absolutely.
learn from and
Absolutely.
meet and enjoy company. Make
and
friends, whatever.
And you think about it. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
You live in New Mexico, Jeanette.
Yes, I do, Mark.
Most of the people in your life will be in this immediate community and maybe a bigger circle around that.
Yeah.
But 90% of the people in your life that mean something to you will be in the state. How big is the United States, and how many people have you not met that could be a positive influence that you could have really good responses with?
I do think that.
And that's one country on the big globe.
I do think that, and if that inspires anyone, I always think that. I'm like, you know what? There are so many people out there that I have not met who I could possibly connect with and befriend or get to know or learn from. So many people.
You know what I did?
So many people.
Do you know what I did? Just out of a randomness.
What?
Check this out.
Okay.
So I got on Tinder.
Sure.
I set my locations to all around the world.
Oh.
I set it to Japan one day. And then the next day I was like, I'm going to try somewhere else. I tried Scotland. I did Brazil. I set the cities.
Yeah.
And I just started swiping on people from all around the world. And I've had random people just start messaging me from all over the world. Why the fuck not? And I thought that, I don't know why. I opened this account and I was like, you know what? I have an idea. I want to try something. Yeah, and you could go into the settings and you could say,
like it.
where's your location at or something.
Yeah.
And you put in the city you want to go to. And it's kind of been kind of cool. It's
like
kind of
it.
been crazy cool, actually.
Yeah.
Not even in the United States. Like, I've selected cities all over Latin America, all over Europe, Japan, and some of the stuff I couldn't understand. Like, legit, couldn't understand.
I don't understand
I could.
you.
And some people responded in English
Oh,
and,
nice.
and broken English. It's kind of been an interesting experience.
I like it. That's a challenge.
Try it.
Maybe, yeah, I think I might.
It was.
Sounds like a challenge.
It was kind of
Challenge
interesting.
accepted.
I thought, you know what? I don't know. It was like a boring weekend. I was like, what can I do that's different? And I don't know why I thought about that.
I like it.
It was a cool experience, and I think I must have met like 50
We should do
people.
like a build up to like our episode 50 because I think that a lot of people like,
Yeah.
it was, everyone wants to date and find the right one. Not a relationship
Yeah.
expert, but
Yeah.
kind of just going along with like, taking chances and being positive and
Yeah.
having a positive outlook, and hopefully, if you can find the one, great. That's awesome.
I think I think my message is always going to be the same from here on out. Life at this point is getting shorter and shorter. What do you have to lose?
Damn it. In every episode that we make, our lives have shrunk.
By a week and a half.
Dang it. So yeah, our lives are getting shorter and shorter.
What do you have to lose to try something like that?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I love it. I love it.
I love it. Yeah. Well, it's 9:30 in our time. It's a late evening.
Smart.
Yeah. So it was a good episode.
It is a good episode.
Our guest flaked out on us. Well, our guest had some issues going on, but I think we had the opportunity just to kind of touch up on a lot of things. And whoever came along with us for the ride, I hope you enjoyed it.
Yes.
But I think the reminder's good though. Swing for the fences. Swing at everything. Don't be afraid to, like that analogy with the baseball. Swing for everything.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And I think the message has always been the same.
Nothing to lose.
Yes.
You have nothing to lose. But go for it. Go big.
I agree.
Go big or go home.
Go big.
Go big.
Go big.
Go big. So, was the Bangtini's a success?
Whew, Bangtini is the bomb. Honestly, it was great. And you know what? This is a Friday night cocktail. And
for all the gym homies, Bangtini's
Bangtini.
Loaded with vodka and creatinine, yo.
Tito's vodka and some sugar-free, zero.
Whoa.
Zigger. No, it's zero sugar. Damn, I'm like dyslexic. Minute Maid.
Wow.
Dude, it's pink.
Wow.
And it kind of goes with the blue raz, right?
That's
what I was
awesome.
thinking. That's what I was thinking.
I like it. It was really tasty. I liked
It really freaking was.
So I think we're onto something. I'm going to write a strongly worded letter to Bang. Say I'm creating a whole new field for them called Bangtini's.
I love it. That's a original recipe.
That's like a rave drink. Dude, I got bang.
I kind of feel like I want to rave now, but I have to go to work tomorrow, so I gotta go home. How am I gonna come down from this? Go dance it out of my
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. This vodka or this tequila was good. It was called. God, it's such a pretty bottle. Corzo.
I know.
I have tequila reposado, 100% agave.
It's
Beautiful,
so classy.
beautiful.
It's such a classy.
I feel like if I'm gonna have somebody over, I want to be classy. It's like, got some tequila, yo.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's classy. Very simple.
Very
classy.
simple. The spout didn't work, but that's okay. That's okay. That's cool. It was a good idea. I'm not gonna judge.
No, I love it. It's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it didn't work as well. It worked. I mean, in theory, it tried.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
That's a wrap, dude.
I love it.
I love it. You have a good night.
Cheers,
Good night, everybody.
yes. Good night.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salute.
Salud. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's delicious.